The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Welcome to Big Star Monday, and our guest for today is the one and only Tay Ping Hui.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you usually awake at this hour?
When I have something to do, yeah, but normally no.
Okay, so you have something to do and you're here on the show. Thank you for being here.
If he's not here today, you'll be playing golf.
Will he?
No, I'll be sleeping right now.
Okay. Maybe he already played over the weekend already. Hey, can I ask you, I'm looking at your Instagram handle. How come it's TAYP?
Hey, wrong, Lenny.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
You just called them out.
You don't have to come tomorrow. You can leave now.
Done. See how quickly
It's
it's
not
changed.
logical. It's
No,
Tay
just-
Ping Hui and then at Tay
No,
Ping
that's why
Hui.
I thought it was special, which is why the first thing I looked over there, I'm like, I see. So your handle is okay. It's been changed.
It's been
yes.
changed,
His Instagram handle is TAYPINGHUI. Welcome
Yes.
to the Big Show, Ping Hui.
Thank you. It's okay because I'm quite used to having my name mangled.
Right.
Like I've been called Tay Ping Hui,
Okay.
Tay Ping Hui, Tay Ping Hui, like HWE.
HWE, yeah.
And I've even been called like Penguin
Oh no.
and Pee-wee.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's okay. I'm quite used to
All
that.
these people have been hammered up already.
Yeah,
right?
it's all right.
It's just that we're not saying.
Do you have a nickname though?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I was hoping it would be more interesting than that, but okay. What have you been up to recently?
Recently I've been chilling out, and there's a couple of jobs in the pipeline. So I just finished this this series, kind of a documentary, sort of, where I go on the streets and we interview people about their knowledge about about insurance. You know? It's
Okay.
not selling insurance. It's about just sharing and asking people on the street, the everyday person, what do they think, what do they know, and what do they want out of insurance. So it's quite interesting that way.
Yeah.
I also learn a lot in the program.
Does the average person know what they need to know about insurance?
Actually, you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people which I interviewed, and I thought, they're going to be those that wouldn't know much, but they actually know a lot.
Okay.
And then those which looks very professional and they should know about it, but they're just totally clueless because they leave everything to the agent and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it should be out quite soon.
That's me actually.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Leave everything to the agent. And then I realized there are two types of people mainly when it comes to insurance.
Yeah.
The people who buy like too little, and the people who buy too much.
Over-insured, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so many people who have bought policies that are actually not necessary.
Yeah.
Because some of them don't have families, for example. You know, they're single,
Yeah.
but they buy everything.
Yeah, because
know?
they have a very good agent who sells everything. You know what I mean? They say you don't buy insurance, you're sold insurance.
Yes, that's
She
true.
trusts
That's
no
true.
one.
I know.
That's so cynical.
Yeah, she trusts
Of
no one.
course, they're
But-
all out
but-
there to make money.
But what I've learned is that you don't need to have a lot. You just need to have the right one.
Yeah.
So it's not about the quantity but the quality itself. So it was very educational for me, lah. And now I'm actually trying to train up a little bit because I have a show which a charity. It's for charity, which I have to cycle about 500 kilometers.
500 kilometers.
Yeah, in China. So and then it's supposed to start in China and culminate in Singapore. I'm not doing the whole thing because the entire distance is about 5,000 kilometers. So I'll be just cycling one of the leg.
Right, okay. okay.
So and then after that, for later to mid to third quarter this year, I will have 2 movies.
Okay.
So I'll be as an actor, not a director. So I'll be involved in 2 movies and maybe a drama, a co-production.
So I like what he said at the beginning. He's just chilling, but
Yeah.
then he gives this long list of things that he's already got
No
lined
lah.
up for the year. You're so
I'm
busy.
chilling here. I'm chilling here.
He can
Yeah.
manage already right
Yeah,
now.
I'm sure.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Ping Hui on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Dua Lipa with Houdini on Kiss 92. I want to go with you to China.
Why?
Because I'm now discovering China. I love China so much. My first place was Changsha. I just went to experience a little bit of Guangzhou, Zhengzhou, Shenzhen. Yes. So now I want to... You said you're going to Kunming, right?
Yeah.
Kunming. See? I don't mind. I mean, while
It's a
you do
beautiful
your
place.
500...
It's a great place to play golf.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, you will love the weather, lah.
Okay, then after your 500 kilometer thing that you're doing, the charity, next time we go back there. We get a couple more kakis and
Can.
let's go play golf there.
Can, but I'm surprised you haven't been to like Beijing or Shanghai.
Yeah, that's
He
why.
never went to China before this.
I have
this
never
last
ever
year.
like felt the need to explore China. you
Beijing
know.
and Shanghai are beautiful.
Beijing was never like on my list. Shanghai, yes.
If I may ask, then why? Why was China not in your list of bucket list? and
Because all
stuff?
my friends back then said China is polluted, lah, this, lah, that, lah,
certain areas,
dirty,
yeah.
lah, they are not, what they got, a bit uncouth, lah, you know, so it's like, this was like 10 years, 15 years ago, you know, but when I went to Changsha, right, I was so impressed by everything. The air was fresh, the sky was blue, vehicles were EVs, there was no pollution, you know, for a place like Changsha. You know, then recently I went to Shenzhen. I was so surprised as
Yeah.
well. It's so different, Shenzhen. It's so different now. You
Isn't
know?
that great though? You went with zero expectations and you were blown
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
You know, instead of someone like overselling it and then you going there and being disappointed, but you weren't.
I think most people that are not familiar with China, when they go over there, they actually have low expectations because of all what we read on the media in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
People's impression and stuff like that. But personally, my first time filming in China was almost about 18 years ago, I think, at least maybe 20 years ago. And then for the past, then 7 years ago, I went back. And the difference was just stark. I was
Yeah.
shocked by the difference.
Yeah, I
And
love
China. They've come such a long way.
Yeah, man,
they have. They have. And they're so far ahead as well in
Yeah.
so many things.
I want a Chinese girlfriend.
Oh, now you want a Chinese girlfriend. He's gone through the Thai phase. He's gone through the Filipino phase. I'm not sure what phase. Now it's a Chinese.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you've got a friend that's going to China very soon, so I shan't name any names. Okay. So Ping Hui, let's go way back. I mean,
Go ahead.
I first met you when you were modeling.
Okay.
Shh. Was acting even on the cards for you back then, or what did you think you were gonna do?
No, never. I never really wanted to act. For me, modeling was just a part-time job that provides us with a full-time pay, kind of. You know
That's
that.
true, yeah.
So modeling actually provided me and allowed me to pay for my university and my own journey in life. So it was a good part-time job, and I did it because just for the money.
Yeah, the money
Many
was
people
good.
were doing it back then to
For the
pay
money.
for their,
Yeah, for sure.
their
Yeah.
university
Yeah.
fees and all that.
Yeah.
So that was then, and it was just a job. But I've never the kind to really like this stuff. I'm not fashionable. I'm not interested in fashion. I'm not really into like pop culture and stuff like that. So it was just a job. And I
Really,
never-
really, but you look good. You know, we've got a photo right now to show everybody.
Where you started.
where you're standing next to one of the most popular models in Singapore. It's Ping Hui and Chuan Do.
Tell us about this picture. Do you remember where it was taken? It was clearly a hotel pool.
Yeah.
It looks like a Mandarin in the back.
Yes,
or
yes, that one looks
Hilton.
like Mandarin or Phoenix Hotel. Or
Yeah,
something
one of
like that.
those.
God.
You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember.
This is one of those fashion shoot
like a
magazine.
Go magazine or something.
Yeah, editorial, I think. So
Yeah.
the outfit was from some local.
Local,
designer.
it looks like it, yeah.
So that was then.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you
Project
hadn't,
Blood Brothers, maybe.
it's something like that. But it looks. If you hadn't, if you'd stopped modeling, obviously at some point everyone does, and not done acting, where do you think you'd be now?
Oh, actually, all my life, from army and university, I've wanted to be involved on either an economist or a banker or a finance person because my personal interest is in economics and political science and stuff, which I
Studied.
double majored in uni lah.
Okay.
So that was my interest. It's still my interest today. You know.
Okay.
So. Like I said, I'm still not really interested in fashion and pop culture and stuff like that. No, yeah.
But you're still acting, so you must have.
You must like it.
You must have a bit of passion for.
I do. So in the beginning of my acting journey, it kind of felt it was an offer from MediaCorp when I first graduated from uni. I think they saw my modeling portfolio and they were looking for
A sex symbol.
just a guy. You know,
That's sure.
MediaCorp has always been female centric.
That's
true.
true.
The actresses, they actually make more money. In a way, they have a bigger market, more roles, better roles. Talk about equality, right?
Yeah, yay.
No one was fighting for men's equality and equity and whatever, right? Equal pay, etc. So then MediaCorp approached me after my graduation, and we had a few talk. I was talking to the head of the Chinese department then, but the offer they gave me was like I didn't quite like it, and my interest was not in it, so I kind of rejected it. And then I went to the corporate world. I was in the corporate world for about 4+ years.
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
I actually was planning to go to the States to take my MBA and stuff. And then MediaCorp came again with a single episode project. They say,
Okay.
it's just one episode for you to try.
Right.
And as a model, I've done some acting because I've done some of those really cheesy kid karaoke videos. Right,
Oh
the
my
music is
God.
going, you see the words going.
I've done
Yeah,
those
yeah,
as well.
And then the guy, the male protagonist, will be like looking far away, and then the wind is blowing. Yeah, I've done that.
I've done that.
Yes. So they came again and they said, it's a single episode thing.
Okay.
And you'll be acting opposite Zheng Geping,
okay.
and Carolyn and all that. So I'm like, oh, okay. I've seen them, right? So I said, okay, I'll do the single episode. And after the thing was done, it came out. Apparently, I did okay, lah. Right?
Obviously, okay, hold on. We got to
You're
go for a
still
traffic.
here.
update.
Okay.
Obviously, you did very well.
Kiss 92 traffic.
If you haven't left home yet, perhaps staying home is a good idea because it's a mess out there. On the TPE towards the PIE, a broken down vehicle after Jalan Kayu's exit. On the ECP towards the city after Fort Road's exit, another vehicle having trouble there. On the PIE towards Tuas in 2 trouble spots. One is after Bedok North Avenue 3's exit, avoid lane 2, and the other is at the BKE Woodlands exit. So the vehicles are broken down there. Wherever you are this Monday morning, stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. You can catch us live on Facebook and YouTube and watch it over and over and over again. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you would have seen a nice photo of Ping Hui during his modeling days. Well, if you're not watching us right now, you can watch it later on, okay? Now, we're just asking Ping Hui how his acting career started. And we were talking about this on The Big Show TV just now. Basically, I mean, you were given a project first for you to try and see if acting was your cup of tea by MediaCorp at that time. And you were saying you were in this show with Ping, whom I just met the other night when we were at the Adidas event. Carol Lin as well. What was the title of that series? Do you remember?
The Chinese title was called 风度翩翩先生. That was the name of the episode.
Okay.
I think the series was called 边缘档案, which is like fringe stories, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
The fringe files.
I'm sure my
something like
mom and myself would have been watching, I think, back then.
that. Yeah.
And did you enjoy that one episode experience?
Not one episode, I think
no,
it was
he
one
was-
series
No,
or
it was
one
One
episode.
episode.
Oh, one
It was
episode.
yeah.
a series made of different episodes.
I see.
individual
Okay,
episodes.
okay.
So I was doing one. That's why I agreed to do it. It was kind of a strange but yet familiar kind of a experience, because in modeling we needed to be certain personas on when
Yeah.
we do the catwalk or when we do TV commercials and stuff. So it was strange yet familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it. I said okay, or just try it, and then I did it. So it was just for something that I did. Yeah, for experience.
Right.
I'm always going for experience, different experiences. And then after that, apparently I did okay. They came to me and said, oh, we would like to offer you formally another contract. They gave me a contract, and I said I needed to consult my lawyers,
Of course.
which is me.
Yeah. You never tell them that.
Because in my corporate experience, I dealt with contracts and stuff. So I went in, I changed whatever I thought I wanted to change, and I look at the pay and I go like, So
Better?
I changed a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. So I said this is my counter offer, and they said okay. I said,
damn it. You should have put another zero behind it.
so yeah, then I signed for 1 year, which I only wanted to try, and yeah, I fell in love with it
You got
because
hooked.
yeah, I think a lot of people have this misconception that acting is easy. It's just acting and
Yeah.
pretending, but it's not. It's for me at least, it's actually a very technical and intellectual process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you create your character and stuff, when you're analyzing the script, is it's not that much similar from, not that much difference from watching a technical chart and whatnot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's still a very intellectual and analytical process, which I like, which I enjoy.
No, they're very. They seduce you over the other side because I mean, both of us have been there for many years before we left. The thing that they're really good at, they are masters of marketing.
Yeah.
So at the start, you feel really, really good, right? You're in magazines. You're in.
They push you.
Yeah, every single magazine. And of course, the newspapers want to cover you as well. All of a sudden, you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
And they do a good job making you feel good. And they take care of you for as long as
you make the money.
You're hot.
Yeah, of course.
Well, if I may add, I think it's all not just the marketing part. I'm inclined to think that it's also our market itself is so small. So and we don't have a very strong or very robust paparazzi culture, right? We don't have like gossip magazines or newspaper, or the internet was not so proliferate then. Right, proliferated. So in that sense, I think people were curious about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, and when a new guy or a new artist comes out, there's a lot of curiosity.
Yeah.
And because the magazines and the newspaper and whatnot are so starved of news, they will go, oh, this is the newest thing. So we go. So, yeah, and then suddenly everybody wants a piece of you.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes you can get lost in it. You might think that, oh, I'm actually that good.
I am that great.
So it kind of like mess up your head if you're not rooted enough, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we get like divas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really about, and then you think you're somewhere, and the next new thing comes, and then you sound like, hey,
You're forgotten.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really about, I feel it's about that also. Marketing is part of it, but it's also the nature of our market itself, right? So don't take it too seriously. If you're a celebrity, don't take it seriously. We shouldn't take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly. There should be a balance, you know what I mean? It's not the be all and end all.
No.
Right? Okay, let's continue to talk to Ping Hui on The Big Show TV, which is on YouTube as well as Facebook. Here's Ed Sheeran with Shape of You on Kiss 92.
You were talking earlier about how when you first started, and I think we all started at that same point where there was no internet, it was just gossip magazines, not really gossip magazines. There was like a couple of tabloid type
Name the
things.
magazines.
I know, I can't remember what there were. I mean, I think the new paper was kind of like that sort of version of our tabloid, maybe 8 days as well, a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, for sure, 8 days.
8 days,
At that time, 8 days.
But it was
I
just,
Weekly, is it?
Yeah,
I think the closest to that we have to a tabloid is the new paper.
The new paper.
They tried to do it.
They did.
Yeah.
Love the new paper, by the way.
Yeah, it's only online now, unfortunately. But you started then, no internet and all that, and then now you've seen that whole progression, how quickly people become stars these days from social media, 30 seconds on TikTok. They think they're actors, they think they're hosts, they think they're everything else. What is your thought of that, and how difficult has it been for you to go from there to here?
I think we need to have a very clear definition of a star, right? I mean, you can be famous, you can be infamous, you can be anything, you can be recognized, or you can be known by a lot of people, your followers and stuff. But I think to reach the category of a star is another issue. It's a totally different story altogether. A star is someone who will not just scroll through your videos, have a laugh, and be done with it. A star is someone I feel that have a lot of credit, a lot of status, and also have a lot of influence on people's minds. So, and also for people to look up to. I think that's very important.
Which is why they're called influencers, right? They think they're 500,000, 1 million numbers are enough, but then once you put them in front of an actual camera, like you have done for acting, more than 30 seconds long without editing, where you've got to speak like a monologue or something, they crash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not easy to do that. I mean, I think Kumar said it as well. You see all these TikTokers doing comedy, but then you put them up on stage for 15 minutes, they're like, what do we do now?
Actually, Ping Hui, I feel damn stupid sometimes, because I mean, she's very in touch with TikTok and all social media and people with huge following. So sometimes when the guest comes in, for example, she tell me, this guest has like 1 million followers or whatever. I'm like, then how come I've never heard of this person? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
we go through a lot of like this.
You are not the target audience.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then you think about it, like it cannot be. If a person is so popular like that,
They should be mauled walking down the streets,
exactly right.
right?
I mean, at least I would have heard of this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
like,
get what you
like
mean,
for
yeah.
most of us, it's like okay, average number of followers, but this person had 1 million followers. 1 million followers, or some of our local influencers, they have like 500,000 followers
From like countries
Then
like
how
India
come
or
I've never heard
Africa
of
or
this
Russia or something
influencer?
like that.
I think
You know
we
what I
need to
mean?
be fair, right? I mean, every single person, every personality has different market target audience.
Yes.
Right? So maybe you're not the target audience. So to be fair, I think we need to be fair to those who have 1 million followers, 500,000, 2 million, 3 million, right? They have their own followers. So we need to give them credit for that.
Right.
But at the same time, you need to be realistic about your status. You
Right.
know,
Yes.
who you really are and what you represent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Do you find it harder now with social media than when you started out?
Harder in what way?
Harder to keep up, because you need to have that social media presence. As being Tay Ping Hui, you need to have that social media presence.
He doesn't
right? Do you
need
find
to.
that-
Does he need to?
Do you find you need to, or do you want to? Okay, that's a great question, though. Do you need to be out there?
I think I don't need to be up there. I don't need to be out there, to be honest. And if you look at my social media, I'm actually quite bad at updating it. I'm not the show what I'm eating, what I'm doing
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, or do some dance or stuff like that. Only when I feel like it, right? I don't do it because I have to maintain to cater to the algorithm so that
Yeah.
I can maintain at the top. So I don't do that because number one, I'm like I said, I'm not really interested in pop culture, so I don't know what's the latest dance. I don't know what's the latest trend. I post really things that I want to post.
So you're there for the fans that you have, for them to have
no,
that platform.
it's
He
also
never
about
never even post golf.
Oh, are you upset?
have a few.
Oh, a few of you.
Yeah. For example, I post for Adidas and stuff like that.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, but for me, it's really not about just following the trend. Some people ride the trend. It's one
Yeah.
of the strategies. You ride on the trend, you ride the algorithm, and then you get hits. And the more people that get
Follow you.
exposed to
Yeah.
yours, they might have a chance of following you. So I don't do that. Unfortunately,
You don't stress out about that.
I don't.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
I don't.
Okay, a shout out to our friends at Adidas, Yingzi, Ken, Simon from
Bonita,
TaylorMade.
etc. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Bonita, hello, good morning, Bonita.
So I don't feel that I need to. I do it because I want to, and I think it's also a good way to communicate with people who follow me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have certain views. I've done some political views. I've done some social views. I've done some experiences that I share with other people.
Okay,
And
okay.
also for my sponsors and stuff like that, and endorsements and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So in terms of that, I think it is useful because for me, I don't have any moderator that accidentally likes some whatever thing, or do other stuff on my behalf. I do it on my own.
On your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. You've gone from in front of the camera to film producer as well, so kind of behind the scenes work.
Not so much producing, but directing. yeah.
Directing as
Yeah,
well.
directing,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We are on the Big Show TV,
we're on
right?
the Big Show TV, yes.
How about that shot with the basketball players?
Tell us about this.
Oh, okay. This was my first ever directorial feature. I've done short films and stuff, and it was with Zhu Horen Dake. So he came to me with the idea, and after talking to me about the idea, I said, I would direct it, and he said, okay, la, on lah. Yeah, right? So we wrote the story, we rewrote the story, we got a script writer, and we rewrote the story, and then we shot this because it's both our passion. I love basketball. I've played competitive basketball since I was like 12. So I loved it. I understand the rules and the game of basketball, so I did it. And it's based on a true story. Incidentally, about I think the association imported this group of young kids from China, right? Sports.
This is the story, lah. This
That's
is the.
It's
It's
a
based
true
on a
story.
true
It's
story.
based on
Yeah,
a true
but
story.
those basketball players, some of them are local, right?
Most of them are local.
Yeah,
Most of them are local.
Did some of them play for the Singapore Slingers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they later played for the Singapore Singers, and some of them joined Star Search, and now they're acting.
Oh, nice.
and stuff
Okay.
like that. So I would like to think that my show was their first taste of acting. Yeah. So and then we wrote about it, and unfortunately, while we adopted this group of youngsters to train them to be the future national team. Sounds familiar, right? While they were taken care of in terms of their life, the finance and studies, they were not efficiently or adequately integrated into a local culture. So
society.
we explored that clash.
Okay.
Yeah, that clash.
Wow,
Okay.
that's interesting.
Yeah. Yes, we used
So
to
it's
do
called
that for
Meeting
our
the
football
Giants.
team.
Sorry.
Meet the Giants, I think.
Meet
so
the Giants.
Meet the Giants, Meeting the Giants. Okay, something like that. Meeting the Giant, I think. So, and then it's actually available on Netflix and for a while. I don't know yet. I
Okay.
think SQ also has it.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay,
Go
the
ahead and check it out
Singapore
on-
projects. Yeah.
Check it out on Netflix.
Yeah. Or when you next fly.
Oh,
When you fly first class, right?
Ping Hui, what are some of your hobbies?
Okay, wait,
Some of
let's, go to traffic
yeah,
first.
We'll go on and
Yeah.
we'll ask you that.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the CTE towards the AYE at the Yio Chu Kang Road entrance, look out for a broken down vehicle. Also on the PIE towards Tuas at the BKE Woodlands exit, another vehicle having trouble there. Let us know if you spot anything. It's 8855
Welcome back to Big Star Monday. Our guest for today, and we've been chatting with him for the past half an hour, is Tay Ping Hui.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Ping Hui. Now, some questions from our listeners. They want to know what are some of your other hobbies apart from playing basketball and golf.
I like to drink tea.
You like to
Chinese
drink tea? What? Oh, specifically Chinese tea?
Yeah, Chinese tea.
Because of your time in China, or?
No, I've done it since very young in my army days, and it's been carried on. I like to drink and taste different kinds of tea,
Oh,
Chinese
wow.
tea specifically.
White tea or black tea?
All kinds
All
of tea.
kinds.
Yeah, green, white, yellow. Black. So it's and just tea. Yeah, no milk, no sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with the idea of adding milk and.
I think it was,
milk and
I think it was
sugar.
The English.
The British
Yeah,
did it.
right. So with
With
spot
their
of lemon,
scones.
right? So with spot of lemon.
But that's a
actually.
different kind of tea, I guess.
It's the
I
English
feel like
breakfast tea.
Those teas, maybe, yeah. I mean,
You
you
have
can get
to
away
mix
with
it,
a little
yeah.
bit of, what do you call, creamer
Honey
or
or
milk
creamer,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm not a tea drinker, but I understand, like in China, there are different types of
Yes.
of tea.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
the-
an art how you.
Yes, it is.
And the tea
You
is
brew
so
it.
flavorful as well that you don't need to add anything.
No, you don't, because it's really about the temperature of the water, the receptacle, or rather the container that you use it, the teapot. What material is made of actually affects the taste of the tea.
Oh,
I can just
see.
picture your kitchen. Do you have a full tea setup in your kitchen?
Yeah, I have one of those tea sets lah. And during my uni days, I used to go with two good friends of mine, two brothers, Ix. Okay, Ikshen.
Yeah,
also-
Ix and you.
right,
So
okay.
I wanted to
and-
mention Ix
And
just
another
now.
guy called James Ong. He just recently opened a nasi
Straight
lemak
the
stall.
nasi lemak. And he was another guy that started modeling as well. He was
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Where?
Oh, you have it.
there
Yeah.
you go.
So he started Straits Club, which
Straits
is
Club,
at
yeah.
shout out to James. Is at Alexandra Village.
They just did
Morning,
a pop-up
James.
at the projector last weekend,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong.
All right. Yeah.
Hey,
And
so what? His nasi lemak is solid, is it?
It's
I
for
must
me
try.
personally is to die for.
We haven't
Okay.
tried
Right.
it. Okay.
It's
we
available
haven't tried-
online, only delivery, right?
Okay.
There's no seating. You can go there and you take and you go.
Oh,
home or
so you
order
take away,
delivery.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, they deliver as well.
Yes, they deliver and they do
Okay.
events and you can bulk order and stuff like that. And I was, for example, I was with James for the 6 months to a year before he started, and I had tried so many iteration of his chicken because he's a bit OCD like me in terms of that. Like he needed it to be perfect. So I tried like maybe 10, 20 different kinds of chicken brampa.
Is it perfect
Oh.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, it is. Right?
James, you need another taster next time you can ask me to go down with Ping Hui.
Yeah, so now he opens Straits Club, right?
Okay.
Right now. So he's we have three kakis now. We used to ride our motorbikes to different locations in Singapore.
Yeah.
And then we will have a camping Bunsen burner with a camping cattle, and we'll boil water. And then we'll just drink tea.
That's what I remember you with, a motorbike back in the day as well.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
still
that.
ride
Did
it,
you
I
have like
still
a
ride.
scrambler back then?
Scrambler.
You did.
and
Yeah, see,
now
my memory's not bad.
And now I just ride a bigger scrambler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just like that position upright.
Yeah.
I'm not the
The
road bike or
low
the
rider guy.
low rider,
Mm.
no.
Sounds like maybe back in the day, Angel is eyeing you a bit.
No, not really. I mean, he was a good-looking model back then, but I was already busy with other people, and so was he.
Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, other than drinking tea, I also like. I'm a little bit of a geek. Yeah, I know I don't look like it, and plus the fact that I'm an actor, so it's kind of a contradiction, right?
Where is the geekiness in you? Tell us.
I like to geek out on like podcasts and reports and stuff like that. Like I shared before, right? My personal interest is economics and politics, geopolitics particularly.
Oh, okay.
So I catch up on investments, finance, all because I manage my own portfolio and stuff. So and that also I'm deeply interested in geopolitics because I always believe, for example, that there is no economic decision made without financial considerations.
Of
Right.
course.
And there's no economic decisions made without political considerations. So I
Brains
think
and
the
brawn.
two-
We love it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Perfect.
that's my other interest, lah.
Man, you would have been so good at the round table last night, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because I was watching and everyone looked so stupid.
Only if I'm given more than 1 minute to talk.
Nick Fang, you watching? I
Yeah.
think you'll be able to work with Ping Hui.
Yeah, improve your
Absolutely.
golf first.
Hey, he's been training with Sir Nick Faldo. Okay.
What? Have tea with a splash of lemon.
Okay, thank you so much, Ping Hui, for joining us this
Thanks.
morning. We hope you had a good time with us.
I had a good time.
Thanks for coming in and waking up this early.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking to Tay Ping Hui right here on Big Star Monday.
Wake up in the morning feeling